All right. So we have another workshop. It was a busy last 3 weeks. We haven't done any of these since Black Friday. We've done more production workshops, live events on Instagram, recording what we were doing while we were producing Black Friday orders and peak season. So it's been extremely fun, extremely challenging. The whole team was all hands on deck to make sure that all the orders were processed and fulfilled as quick as we could to make sure that the orders were delivered before Christmas. Good news, we were able to make everything happen and all the orders were left last Friday. So now it's more of, okay, let's clean everything up. It's do a restructure of the whole facility, go through the machines because they were running nonstop for pretty much three weeks, 3.5 weeks. So right now it's reset mode. Everybody is taking care of all the stations. Obviously there's still orders getting done, but the volume is minimal compared to what it was during Black Friday and peak, right? So we're getting through the orders that we have right now in the system, but during Black Friday to right now, we produced just DTG impressions, 53,000 impressions throughout November 28th to December 23rd, 22nd. I have the numbers from yesterday. So that's a lot of shirts, a lot of garments, a lot of artwork printed, which is extremely excited. And we're excited to see what we're going to be able to produce next year. We know that Father's Day and Mother's Day is big as well. So we're excited for those. And it's only the beginning, right? So let's dive right in and talk about all the updates and features that we released during peak, which is crazy to think about, but there was a lot of updates and publishes that went throughout those last 3 weeks to help you guys be more efficient, handle customer service a bit better, have more ease, and be able to answer the questions that your customers are asking. So I'll be sharing my screen and I'm going to go here. You're going to see double. That's fine. So now I'm inside the app and you can see that we now have, I think, this view unmapped items. There's so many publishes that we did that I don't know what is new, what isn't, because there's so many things, but I'm just going to give a small overview. If your store is connected through Shopify and you refresh your orders and you have some unsynced orders, you now have view unmapped items, which is basically AI going through all of your orders and trying to find some products that you do have associated in your store. So it's suggested, for example, T-Rex 2.0 is suggesting product test 5. Now test shirt is suggesting test shirt light neck tag. Test shirt is suggesting test shirt dark neck tag. So it's suggesting me a product that I have inside the store, and AI is going through and filtering through all the products. If, for example, you have this shirt here and you know that it's your test shirt dark neck tag and it's not the light one, make sure not to click this one, but make sure to click this one instead. This is going to enable you to map this product extremely fast and efficiently. So if I click on it right now, I can go in. Well, it was already done. But, if I was simply to sync this product, I would now have my product mapped. So it's not working for some reason, in the sense that maybe it was done beforehand and I simply haven't refreshed these orders. So this is what the system's saying. Basically, unmapped items, really cool. When you refresh all the orders, you have a bunch of suggestions from the database to tell you, hey, I think this product in your Shopify store is matching to this one inside the apps. Really cool feature. What else do we have inside the app now? Needs approval. We have a bulk submit feature, which has been here for quite some time, but it's super smooth and seamless now. So you can see all the orders that you're able to submit to production. So I'm going to go in and simply submit those 5 orders because I want to show you guys exactly what is going to happen right after. And you know what? I'm not going to submit 5 because this is not a testing database. It's our true database. So it's going to be sent to production. Team's going to be like, what's happening right now? So I'm going to go in and this order is in production. I can now ask to update this order. This is new button that's been added to the app. So while an order is in production, you can ask to update an order. Let's just say a customer ordered a small and a large sweatshirt, but they made a mistake. They wanted a small and a medium. You can now go into your order, even though it's submitted to production, update the order and ask to change this garment size from large to a medium or whatever garment size you want. You can also even change this product. So let's just say your customer ordered this shirt right here. He made a complete mistake. He does not want this shirt. He actually wants this beanie right here. So this is the product that he wants. Well, you're still able to go here update, modify, and continue shipping. Choose the shipping option that you want. And it's going to either tell you, hey, we need to refund you a certain amount, or we need to charge you for a certain amount, right? So if I go in the edit order mode, you can add more products. Maybe a customer says, hey, I'd like to have an extra item. You can go and do that even though the order is submitted to production, which is really, really cool. Really nice features. And then you can confirm either get refunded or pay for the difference. So that's a nice little tool that we added. You can also, while I'm here, if there's products that are not able to be modified, it's because the single item barcode for the item has been printed and the item has been picked from our warehouse. If an item is not picked and it's in production, in the sense that the barcode has been printed, but nobody went to our inventory wall and took that item, you're able to modify that item. So if you have 20 items inside your order and 19 of those 20 items are not picked, there's only one of them, you can modify 19 of those items. And the one that is picked and is being printed right now, obviously, since it's in the workflow and it's on a cart to be printed, we won't be able to modify that item. But this right here is extremely fast, efficient to be able to modify an order and really dictate to what's happening to your customers. Say, hey, you know what? I wasn't able to modify, your order's already out the door, or it's in production. Or, hey, great news, I was able to modify and change this to a medium or changes for a complete different product, right? So really nice, efficient way to see this. We also added production details as well as the workflow overview of the order. We have this in production and we felt like it was super interesting for you guys to be able to see exactly, okay, where's my item? Hasn't been picked. Can I modify it in a glance, right? In 2 seconds. So if you would see here that one of those 2 items were picked, then you know that right away you can only modify one because one is already picked. It's on the floor, it's getting produced. So if you want more information as a product per product level, you can go simply here, drag down, and it's going to give you the overview of the complete product in production. So maybe, for example, you have 2 items that need to be produced. One of them is picked, printed, and QC'd, and the other one hasn't been picked, hasn't been printed, hasn't been QC'd. And you're like, what's happening with this item? Well, you can go and drop down these information on every single product, and you're going to see that maybe one item was actually damaged and it's going through the process again. So small side note, if, for example, an item is damaged and the second item hasn't been picked, you're now going to be able to still modify that item. So if you go into an order and everything is picked and it's going through production and you're like, oh, I missed the chance to modify an item, make sure just to check back, right? Because it might happen that maybe an item was mispicked, maybe an item was damaged, and you're going to be able to modify that order. So small side note, I think this is super interesting. It's a nice feature that we implemented and I really, really like this feature inside the app. So what else? Should I add more information about this? Is there anything else that I'm missing? I think it's like an overview of what we see in production, really be transparent with you guys to know exactly where the item is into production, and the update feature order is really cool as well. It's pretty accurate. So what I'm going to do is kind of like bypass the system, and I'm going to go and simply approve orders. Approve all orders. Is this? Yeah, this one's mine. I'm going to go here. And I'm simply going to bypass the system and say that this order has been produced, and I'm also going to ship it. Well, I'm going to go back here just to show you that it's updating live. So I can see that at the same time, the item was picked, was printed, was QC. That's impossible. So if you see this, it's us in the back end. We made a mistake. Somebody just clicked the button that I click, and you need to be an admin to be able to click that. If you're in a production workspace view, you're not able to click this button. Anyways, if you see something like this, it's because either an item was damaged and a manager went in, manually printed the item, manually took out the dryer and put it into the shipping box, and at the end of that whole process, mark the item as ready to ship. So that's the only time you would see an item that has been picked, printed, and QC'd at the same time. You're not supposed to see this. If I try to update this order, it's annoying. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. So you can see now that this item cannot be edited. Maybe we need to add more information as to why, but we feel like this right here is giving a lot of information, so we don't need to. As long as the item can be modified, you just know that the item has been picked, right? That's it. It's in the process of being printed, but between the time you submit it and the time that we pick the item. There can be a delay of 2, 3, 4, 5 hours by the time that we just go through whatever's in production right now and we print out a second batch of barcodes to go and pick. And I mean, when we print barcode batches, normally there's roughly 300 items. So by the time they get to your order and that item, even though the barcode has been printed, maybe it's not picked, so you still have a chance to do this. But you can see right now, I cannot modify anything. The only thing I can change is shipping address. The reason why is because the order hasn't been shipped yet, right? So I'm going to go here, mark that shipped. Yeah, let's just do this. It's not going to go notify my Shopify store because I didn't add any tracking. I didn't ship it from the system. So this is fine. I'm going to go back here, refresh, and now my order has been shipped. I can't click on anything here because I don't have any tracking information, but this is where the tracking information would be inside your account. So if you want that information, you can go here and have all of that. So we have new buttons here, which is really cool. We have request reprint and we have duplicate order. Let's just say your customer really liked the order and you're a marketing agency and you don't use a Shopify store. You process all of your orders manually and your customer comes to you 6 months down the road and they're like, hey, you know what? I really, really like my order. I would like to reprocess an order and add a few items. You can click on duplicate order and simply go through the same process. If you wanted to modify an order, add more products. Let's just say they wanted to add a beanie to this order. I can go in, change the quantities. Maybe they want 12, they want 6 of this because we did such a good job and they really like the products. They want 12 beanies. And you know what? Maybe they want one more of this and it's the medium. So I'm going to simply duplicate this row and change this to medium. And they want 3 of this. So what I'm going to do now is simply duplicate this order. And it's going to create a duplicate order of this exact same order I had, except with the modification that I created. It's going to keep the customer information, customer shipping information. So it's really, really fast and efficient if you want to duplicate an order, as well as if there was a mistake on your end. For example, you processed an order for your customer, it came in and you made a mistake. They didn't want black, they wanted charcoal t-shirts, and you want to redo the order. You can simply duplicate the order, change the color of that product, change the sizes, and send it to production. Once again, super efficient, super easy to do. I'm going to go back to the original order that has been shipped to show you the request reprint button. This request reprint button is also associated with the issues tab. So once I request a reprint, let's just say we sent out an order for a customer and we made a mistake. We sent a small and a medium instead of a large. You can say here, hey, the large was never received. We received a medium, so you can continue shipping. Choose which option you want us to choose for this reprint. Select the reason. So wrong product sent, medium was sent instead of large. So you have multiple reasons why: defective product, print quality issues, product sent, wrong product sent, damage in transit, lost in transit, right? And then you can also add images. You need to add images for us to be able to review this request. So what I'm going to do now is simply go into my downloads and upload this image that I have here. Perfectly fine. Please don't do this. Submit true images that reflect what the problem is. It's going to help us be able to troubleshoot this. So now that I have this, this is a new issue and I can click on it here, view the progress, view exactly what is going on, when I submitted it, know the comments, and I have this issues tab here to be able to track this and follow it. Now, if I go into our admin dashboard and go back to orders and issues, pending, I have 3 pending right now. So I'm going to click on this one. I have the image. I know exactly what happened, what was going on. I can also reject it and add a comment. So I can say, hey, the image that was sent is very blurry or it's unclear. We need more information. This is where we would put this information. You would also have that information on your issues tab. But for the sakes of this, I'm actually going to, you know what, modify this and say, hey, we made a mistake on our end and we want to be extremely nice and add 2 items instead of 1. We can do this. We can modify this. We can go in and update the order. You can add even more items, modify the address if that's the case, choose a different shipping partner if that was a mistake or something like that. So we have this control here as admin. You only can request a reprint, add all the comments that you want inside your request reprint as to what we would need to do, and we'll be more than happy to help you do this, right? So I'm going to go and approve this order, this request reprint. So now it's been resolved. And if I go to my orders, I can see that a request reprint has been made. If I go here, I can see that it's been resolved. And if I go to my order right now, there's also a reprint order with the order ID automatically created inside the database for me to be able to see this. So I can see it right here. I can see that the shipping is $0. I can see the inventory. I can see everything in the system and go through the workflow just like a standard order. Keep in mind, if this is being reprocessed from a Shopify order, when we're going to do this and the order is shipped, it's not going to notify your customer that the order has been shipped. It's going to notify you because we're not connected to a Shopify order anymore, right? What we're doing is that if a Shopify order is coming in, we can notify when the order is being fulfilled and send that tracking information to your customers. But if the order is simply coming from the database inside the app and you're requesting a reprint, it's not going to create a new Shopify order for us to notify your customers. So you would have to notify your customer manually on your end that this order is being shipped. So keep track of those. It's super simple. You can simply search and type a reprint. So you can see the status of all those orders, very effective. And then you can also see the notes. You can also see the tracking information and everything else that we talked about earlier in this workshop being transferred to these orders as well. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go this order and I'm going to go mark as going to go and have to go through the database to adjust the inventory for those items later down the road. So here marked as shipped. Do we have a tracking information? I'm just going to put this just to show that on this side. No, it didn't work. Oh, it's GLS. I should have put GLS tracking information. That's my mistake. But I wanted to show that if you click on this link, it would work and bring you to the tracking page. But it didn't work because obviously I manually shipped this order without really shipping it. So this would mean that we can't send you tracking information. It's really transparent and only going to notify you or let you know once we truly ship these orders. Okay, so is there anything else I would like to add? Maybe go through the issues tab. If you're here, you can also reflect the order ID that was the previous order that was damaged. And you can also review and see the new order that was associated with the request reprint. So it's easy to keep track. If you go into issues tab, just so you keep an overview as to what's in production, what's been requested, what's the new order for this one. Because maybe, for example, if you're a massive seller and there's quite a few reprints every single day during peak season because packages lost or damages or wrong item sent, you're going to be able to keep track of those easily in the issues tab. So I think this is the easiest way to navigate them and see them. If I'm not mistaken, Melly, who is also helping with customer service, you've handled quite a lot during peak season of these. And I think it's the best way to navigate them and go through it. You can click on these order tab and it's going to bring you to the original order. You can also see here the new order associated with it. I think it's really nice, really interesting. There's also the help desk. You can ask in questions. Contact us directly from there. There's a live chat. You can contact us there as well. Feedback, if you'd like to leave us feedback, what you think, new features you'd like to see, this is a place to go. We receive all these emails. We also love to hear your feedback inside the Facebook group as well as the live chat, right? Anywhere you can contact us. It's always great to get some insight on what you guys think. So let me just talk about one of the features that I think is really interesting that one of a customer actually suggested to us. And I think it's a really nice input. When you go in and create a draft order, there's multiple ways you can create a draft order. I can go into orders, create an order and add products from there, or I can go inside my decorated products and start adding them from there, from here and from the quick add to cart button, right? So let's just do it from here, add to order. And I can also go back to my order, refresh. My product's going to be here and add more products. So yeah, multiple ways to skin a cat, but this is really cool. And then adjust quantities. Let's just say I want 6. Here, what was suggested is the fact that you always have to type in your address and billing information and everything, even though you might have quick presets. What we're building right now is under my account. You're going to be able to add shipping addresses like favorites. So you can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just say you have office 1, office 2, home, a specific customer, another customer. So when you go and create these orders manually, you're going to be able to quickly add your specific address that you like. We also made sure now that every single order that is a manual order, we send tracking information and order confirmation to this email that's associated with it. So if you are creating an order for a customer, just make sure that if you don't want Printeez to send shipping information and confirmation email, don't put their email here. Put your email information. The reason why is because this is going to send out automatic emails from Printeez saying, hey, your order's on the way. So if you want a white label solution, use your Shopify store, use any third-party website builder, or simply put in your email here. So you will be notified that the order is being shipped, as well as giving you the tracking information. So you can give that to your customer, and Printeez is not going to be shown anywhere. Side note, I just wanted to make sure that you guys do read this. I don't this is always going on top. I would like to not. We automatically send confirmation tracking emails to this address. If you don't want Printeez to email your customers, enter your email instead of theirs. I think it's fairly simple to understand. So just know that if we do ship this order and there's duties to be paid, you will be contacted to pay those duties, not your customer. So it's the only thing that I think is important to keep track of. If you're doing cross-border shipments as manual orders and you don't want us to send information to your customer, you will be receiving the emails from UPS Shopify, because we're using this email right here for all shipping purposes as well. What else? Reference number. We need to have a reference number because it was creating those extremely long order IDs, and it was not nice to see. So we want to make sure that you're able to have your reference number now. Is there anything else that I'm missing from these orders tab, like the quick draft orders? I think that's a nice feature that's coming. It's not there yet, but it's coming along. Now, let's jump into the design tool, which I think is where most updates have been made. Super nice. Let's take any product, select them, and you can clearly see right now that there's a lot of things that's changed. There's actually a box behind that shows a print dimension. So if I hover over multiple and I click on them, you can see the print area box actually change. So before, you would have front and oversized front, and there wouldn't be any box dimensions changing. It would just show you choose artwork, upload artwork. Now you have box print, like print area dimensions. You also have an overview of what it looks like. So visually you can easily see, okay, hey, this oversize makes a lot more sense. This is what I want for my order, or maybe front standard is plenty. So let's just take front standard and choose an artwork. I'm going to use this T-Rex, and now you can see that we have distance from collar in inches. So I felt like this was extremely important to add to inside the app. The reason why is because you didn't have any idea as to where you were placing your garment or your artwork on the garment exactly. It was always referenced to a print area box. Whereas when we're printing with the DTG, for example, there's roughly 1/4 of an inch to 0.3 inches offset that we're adding when we're closing the clamps on the machine. So if you would put here at the Y offset on the print area box, 3 inches from the collar, your artwork would actually be 3.3 inches, 3.35 inches from the collar. So we felt like we wanted to reflect true distance from collar, and this is why we built this feature. You also don't have print options and print settings here. Everything is done on the right side now. So you can choose print options, no white base, standard, directly from the tab bar right here on the right. So you don't need to toggle through multiple tabs to be able to see this. You have access to them right away. What else that we add? We add smart print placements. This is really, really cool actually. So let's just say I want to use a left chest, but I don't like Printeez standard 4 inches tall by 4 inches wide left chest. I want my design to actually be 2 inches tall, but I still want to make sure that my artwork is centered inside that print area box. If you use those size and alignments now, they're going to work in reference to the smart placement that is active. So let's just say that I want to center this. As you can clearly see, it's centered automatically inside that smart placement block of left chest. It did not center this print area, like this print image artwork, inside the full print area. It really centered it. And then you can see if I go top, if I go bottom, if I go right and I go left, it's always centering it inside that print area box, which is really, really cool. I think that's a nice feature that we added. So you can now make sure that your artwork is going to be placed perfectly inside the suggested print area boxes that we give you. So let's just say left chest, we know exactly that if it's centered with this, it's going to be aligned with the collar. It's going to look right. And if you're going outside or out of bounds, clearly this is not going to be centered with a standard left chest print. So you can use any of these and use those features. So if you want standard, it's going to reference to a standard print placement. You can obviously resize this. Let's just say you want this to be 10 inches wide. And then don't forget that you can still center it and keep it at a centered spot. So really nice tools, really nice features. As soon as you click out of it, it's going to give you a mock-up visual of this. You can also click on the crayon here and resize it directly from here. So let's just say you want it 9 inches instead of 10. You can go here. You don't have to go here on the right, click dimensions. So really nice features that we added. I think this is enabling you to create products extremely fast and using smart presets. You can also click on freeform and it's not going to change the size or dimension of anything. So if you simply want to resize it from there or recenter it, you may. So let's just say I want something to be left chest. You know what? I don't really like it left chest. I'm going to go back to freeform and I want it this dimension, but I want to center it. Now, since I clicked this and my smart placement was freeform, you can see that it clearly centered it on the garment instead of centering it on the left chest. Does that make sense? I think I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. I know it's a big feature, so it can be overwhelming and complicated, but it's super simple, super easy. I really like this feature, and we use this app, right? Printeez.com is a customer of the app. So we use this every single day, and that's why we're building features to enable us to create products faster. So this is from feedback from you guys, as well as our design team using this tool every single day to make it faster and faster. So what else do I need to add here? Yeah, test T-Rex. A nice, really cool feature that we added is this tool. You can now download mockups directly from a product. So if you want to use these mockups, now you may. So you click this thing and it's going to create a pretty much like a zip file, and it's going to name all the mockups: test T-Rex navy front, test T-Rex natural front, with all the colors that you created. And it's only going to give you one variant. So you don't have to go here, right click, save image, click here, right click, save image. You can just use this folder now and you're going to have everything, all these mockups. So if you want to use this for your store, you may. And if you now add this to your store, choose variant. I want all of them. Select, let's say fixed price. I want this to be $25. Let's do set. Okay. We said that create product mockup file is the main product image on your Shopify listing. If you don't want it to include it, you can turn this toggle off. Choose which print meta location mockup file appear as variant images on the Shopify listing. If you don't want to include it, you can turn this toggle off. So what this means is, for example, you would have a shirt, like a garment or shirt that you designed that has a front, a back, and a left sleeve. Well, you're pretty much going to choose the mockup view that you want us to use for your Shopify variant. So obviously this one only has one, so I'm going to choose front. But yeah, you could, let's just say you wanted your back to be the variant image. You could choose back. Simply click that toggle. So I'm going to go here and say manual. That's fine. I'm going to publish this to my store. Amazing. So that's done. I'm going to go, I wanted to show some more features. There's so many things that we have. Okay. View inside Shopify. So you can see now that I created my product, I click on it, it brought me to Shopify, and you can see that I have a product image as well as I have my variant images automatically mapped to this product because I pushed that product directly from the app to Shopify. So new features, you don't need to go in and copy those mockups anymore. They're automatically transferred to Shopify. And when you get sales, those images are going to follow through. So I'm going to go back here and let's just take a product that is not connected to a store at all. So like this one here, I can see this one's connected to a store. This one's not added to a store anymore. Not yet. And now you have this feature to sync a product directly from the store. You click on it and it's going to be using the name. So I can use test T-Rex just to give you a reference. Oh, that's a small little feature as well that we added. So you can click here, rename your products. You don't have to go in, edit the item, go in the design tool, change the name. Small UI things, but make a massive improvement. So you can click on the product, sync product, and now you can see that it's using the name of that product to search the database inside your Shopify. So this is the product that we just created together, right? So clearly I'm going to click on it and it's going to say, well, Sean, are you sleeping? Did you work too much during Black Friday? This product is already mapped. You can't map it again. Unless obviously you want to change this product, well, you would have to unmap, unsync this product and do it again. So I'm not going to do this because clearly this is the right product. I pushed it directly from the app to the store. But yeah, it's a nice tool, nice feature. If you have a lot of products on your Shopify store and they're not all created inside the app right away, right now, and you're new to Printeez On Demand, just know that you don't need to create all your products in advance to make sure that you can start selling. Just sell, import the orders. Once the order is imported, you can go here. There's multiple ways to skin a cat, kind of like what I was showing earlier. You can map them this way, or you can also, before you refresh your orders, map them exactly the way I was showing you. You go here, you sync product. It's going to search for that product. You click on it. You would map those items and save that product. So right away, you would be mapping and matching those two items together. Did you know all these features? Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah. They're really, really nice. What else did we add? Add to store, add to order, view product, edit product, duplicate product. Duplicate product's a nice feature. And I think now that we have this, I'm just going to show you. So now that we have this quick renaming, I think it makes so much more sense to use this now. So I can name this like pink and just save it. Before, every single time it would be copy, you would have to click here, click edit, and then you go here just to change the name. So you would go here and just remove copy and click pink. I feel like that was a waste of time. That's probably why we actually added this feature, to be able to just modify the name. Yeah. But I think it's really cool to be able to see these things and offer these things. What else did we add that's super important? SLAs, obviously, those have been there for quite some time. You click on it, it gives you more information. Add to an order, add to store, edit, that's all there. There's so many small things that we added. Embroidery, really important. I want to go over this because it was, sorry for the language, but it was a shit show. We were receiving orders from embroidery, and we didn't realize that even though we had a maximum thread count, people would upload really small artwork and resize them, and it was going off the artwork dimensions. So even though the artwork dimension was like 2 inches by 2 inches, they were resizing it for like 12 by 12 on the hoodie, and it was going through the process of being embroidered. Because of that, we added a limit now. So what I'm saying, a limit is a maximum square inch, so that we can fulfill those orders and embroider those with great artwork and great detail. So if I go here and I click on this one, for example, so automatically it's going to give me the colors for this artwork. Clearly there's not 6. It's probably because it's a low res image and it's taking a lot of colors inside that image. And now I'm not going to do this. It's going to be too long. And it's automatically placing it to the maximum dimension that you can use. So if I'm going above, you can see that your artwork 22.3 square inches exceeds the maximum of 20 square inches. Please reduce the image size. So if you are uploading embroidery files and there is a bunch of transparent space around your image, simply crop that transparent space. It's going to allow you to maximize the print area inside the embroidery to make sure that you can upload a 20 square inch image. So like, for example, this one right here, I would have to shrink it, and maybe it's not even what I want. Maybe I just want a small 3-inch wide left chest, right? Maybe that's what I want. And this would automatically fit. It would make a lot of sense. Maybe you just want a small phrase on the front of your hoodie, or maybe you want just a slogan or just your corporate logo. That's going to be completely fine, right? 20 square inches is 4 inches wide by 5 inches tall. There's a bunch of space. It's bigger than a baseball cap embroidery. It's bigger than a standard left chest 4x4. It's pretty big, and I feel like it's pretty decent for the price that we're charging for embroidery. It wasn't feasible for us to keep offering this at the cost that we were charging, as well as the low res images that were being uploaded to still work, right? So customers were using really low res images and they were getting digitized artwork at below 20,000 stitches because the auto digitizing was working by width and height dimension of the image and was calculating, I don't know the algorithm that it was using, but it was using an algorithm to pretty much guesstimate how many stitches the embroidery would take. And when you're uploading a 2x2 image, that's 72 DPIs. The system's like, oh, it's going to take 300 stitches to produce that, when it's not the case. So it's okay. We found some pain points and we rectified this. So if your order is not going through production anymore and you're not able to fulfill the embroidery files that you have, it's because maybe the artwork is now too big. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's a nice little feature. Embroidery right now, digitizing is not being charged. So if you have some embroidery files to do, well, the time is now, because embroidery digitizing file is actually $0 at the moment. And the reason why it's $0 because if we were using multiple times the same artwork on multiple items, it was getting charged multiple times. So since that's our problem, we're taking it on our hand to be able to fix this. And until it's fixed to where you're going to be able to use the same artworks on multiple products because it's one digitized file, we are not charging for digitizing fee. So within the next few weeks, it's going to be resolved. But if you do have some samples you want to get done, you can save $20 by sending them now. That's a small insight. Good for you guys. What else do we have? Now, yeah, we did change this. I forgot about this. Instead of just being products, catalogs, account, you have a lot more tabs, and now we name them differently. We added my products. So it's simple to dictate, and not dictate, but it's simple to understand that these are all the products that you created, whereas the catalogs are all the products that we offer. right? We also made sure to add like nice thumbnails compared to what it was before. Visually, you can clearly see them. We also made sure to have our bestseller products on the top. And then when you scroll, you see the products available. We also have my account now. So this is also super important. You can have subscriptions here. You can have users. You can have transactions. This is where you would download all your invoices, billing method, which is where you would enter all your credit card information, company info, user information, all the basics about the information. And then view plan, you can choose a subscription, you can cancel, you can upgrade. This is where you would go and do that. So I hope this helps. As you can see, you can talk on the live chat, and when you're requesting to speak to a human or one of the account reps, you get notified and you say, hey, we're transferring this to a human. As well as if you want to talk to Sean, you can book a call on Calendly, and we'll be back anyways doing more of these videos next week. And I hope that you enjoyed this one. This was super exciting to do. And I hope that we were able to fulfill all of your orders for Black Friday on time. Actually, I think our success rate was extremely high this year. So we're super proud to do that and talk about that. If there was any problem, let us know. That's how we can get better. So talk soon, guys. Have a great day.